Hi, I'm Ken Okel. I want to welcome the members of ARC to this session, as well as those who are catching it on the replay. You have come to learn how to start a business comeback. Your business may have been doing well, but over time, things are starting to go wrong. May feel like there's no way to get things back up. So we're going to talk about some strategies, and I want to give you a little hint. At the end of this presentation, you're going to have an opportunity to download kind of what I call a cheat sheet or a summary of some of the main points that we cover. That's an additional resource that you can have right there at your fingertips. First, let's talk about a concept. I call it the mediocrity slide. So for most businesses, you've raised your performance to a certain level. Customers expect certain things from you. You're doing a good job. But over time, something starts to change in your organization. You start to go down this metaphorical slide. Things were good before, but maybe people are taking some shortcuts. And then over time, maybe in the past you tell people this will be done in 2 days, but maybe it takes a week for something to be done. So the standards have gone down. And maybe coworkers used to be really good. They'd work with each other, but some of those people have left and the new people have come on board aren't as good. They haven't been trained as well. As a result, again, performance starts to fall. Organization is the same, but just the performance isn't as good as it was in the past. And suddenly you're at the bottom of that slide, and it's really hard to get things back up when your culture in your organization has started to go down. Very often, what I see, a lot of excuses. When something goes wrong, people have a lot of excuses ready to go. And they're just like, well, this was wrong. It was a bad weather day. It was cold. It was hot. It's an odd number day of the week. A lot of excuses come out from people, and they're really comfortable with giving excuses. So this is a sign that there is some sort of problem in the culture of your organization where people are just ready to throw up their hands and say, oh, we failed again. Oh, well, too bad, rather than trying to figure out what went wrong and how to make it better. And the excuses are almost like a bottle of wine from an older vintage where they're maybe still talking about in 2020 mistakes or excuses from 2018 that they have not apparently tried to fix. They've just been like, well, it doesn't work. We're never going to try to fix it. Oh, well, drink up from the bottle of excuses. That is a problem. What were the things that led to success? Really define them, because that can allow you to duplicate things in the future. Really consider what happened. Was it luck that you got a new contract? Or was it the fact that you've established meaningful relationships, provided great customer service? Then I want you to also look at the failures. Now, often when something goes wrong, we get very upset and then we tend to move on, where we don't look under the hood and really try to figure out what is the issue, because successes can be repeated, but failures can be repeated too. And sometimes there is one little thing that makes it a success or it makes it a failure. So try to analyze, is there a way to prevent problems, and is there a way to increase your successes? As I mentioned before, luck can play a big role in your success or your failure. Acknowledge it, because sometimes we get lucky when something goes right, and sometimes our plan was solid, but something went wrong. For instance, we were planning some sort of outreach that was happening outside. It rained all day. Okay, that is unlucky, though you could say if we're going to do that again, we're going to have some tents up. So if it does rain again, we won't be in such a troubled situation. We'll be able to overcome the problem. You need people to start innovating. If there's a problem that has been identified, get people to start coming up with solutions. Get them into a creative, active mindset where you're not just saying, oh, another bad sales month. Oh, well, nothing we can do about it. Instead, come up with some strategies to boost your sales, to reach out to your current customers, to reach out to prospects. What are those activities that you can do that can lead to a more successful outcome? If you keep playing the same music and nobody cares about the song, is it any surprise that your business is going downhill? For leaders, what are your goals? These can be short-term goals. These can be longer goals. I realize that sometimes these have to be kept somewhat secret, but can you give people a little bit of an idea of what you're wanting to do? Can you share the news with them, almost like a newscast? We're saying the next 90 days, we're going to do this. This year, our big picture goal is to achieve this share in the marketplace. If we can do this by this date, we're going to hire more people. We're going to buy more equipment. Give people an idea of what your plans are. If people feel like you're not that engaged and you don't care, is it any wonder that they're not engaged and their performance may be suffering? People like it when they have a goal and it's communicated to everyone. Because ultimately, visions, the vision of your organization, that's important because that can establish a culture of success, a culture of growth where people feel like they're part of something, their contributions matter. And when they think of a better way to do something, it's acknowledged and perhaps even rewarded. If you just stay with the status quo over time, you're going to keep going down that mediocrity slide. You will not improve. As I mentioned before, we have our little infographic that you can download. I am putting that information into the chat box right now, so you can see it there. I'll put it in the Q&A box as well. You can download your copy. And this is my gift to you. It's a way to keep up on some of the key topics that we've talked about, so you can have it at your fingertips, because sometimes everything's going well, but you might want to spend a minute or two looking through these items, making sure that you're staying on target, you're focused on getting better. Otherwise, it might start to go the other way. If you want to find out more about me, go to my website, kenokel.com, which is my name. You can reach out to me, email tvguy@kenokel.com. The story behind that email, for many years, I worked in TV news. When you go out and about, people would often recognize you in restaurants, grocery stores. Of course, they wouldn't remember your name, but they'd want to say hi. So they'd often be like, "Hey, TV guy," hence the name. Also, I encourage you, if you enjoyed this presentation, connect with me on LinkedIn. That's under my name, which is Ken Okel. I hope you've learned some good information today that you can put into action right away. A business comeback often is about taking away some mistakes that you've been making, cutting some corners, and really focusing everyone on the future, on your goals, your vision, and then empowering people to make it happen. Give it a try. Hope all is well with you. I'm Ken Okel. Take care.